It is the Great Minnesota Get-Together. The Minnesota State Fair opens on Thursday, but the fairgrounds are already bustling with activity as workers are busy getting the 320-acre site ready for the 1.8 million visitors expected over the course of just 12 days.
Right now, it's really putting all of the finishing touches on the gardens and green spaces and mowing and sprinkling lawns out here, finishing touches on paint on buildings, any last minute projects that need to happen before we open the gates. And then additionally, all of our concessionaires and vendors are moving in as we speak. Really, setting up their exhibits, concessions, rides, games, all of those sorts of things so that, again, they're ready too for opening day.
The fair is an annual tradition for many fairgoers. While everyone has their favorite things to see and to eat, there is always something new to enjoy each year.
Everybody loves to talk about food at the state fair, and everyone's always asking, what are the new foods? This year, there are 40 new actual foods that are being added to the menu of over 500 different items here at the state fair, and then 11 new ice creams or frozen treats.
On top of the 50-plus new foods, there will also be a very new ride for people of all ages to enjoy.
New York 4-story funhouse. It's one of a kind. It literally just came off the ship from being manufactured in Europe, so it's brand new. It'll be making its debut here. There is no other 4-story funhouse in the country, so it'll be very unique to the Minnesota State Fair while it's here.
That is not all. The fair will also see some famous Olympians hit the grounds this year, and it is not a sport that you would expect to see outside in late August.
August 31st, which is Monday, is Figure Skating Day, and that's a big celebration of the U.S. Figure Skating Championships that are coming to St. Paul in January. So Christy Yamaguchi will be here, Rowing Ward, they'll be signing autographs and answering questions of fans. And then, believe it or not, you'll actually be able to see people ice skating at the end of August at the State Fair.
There will be one noticeable absence from the fair this year. With the rise in avian flu cases, the poultry barn will take on a different look this year.
The state fair, along with Minnesota county fairs and swap meets, took a directive from the Minnesota Board of Animal Health this past spring that said that they weren't going to permit live birds to travel to fairs and expositions, basically in the state of Minnesota, due to the avian influenza that was pretty rampant at that point. And so the response has been overwhelmingly positive from folks in that was the right thing to do. But we won't have live poultry here at the state fair. Instead, the barn will be full of activities and exhibits and demonstrations.
Our state fair is the largest in the country in terms of average daily attendance. The total attendance at the fair each year averages about 1/3 of the entire population of Minnesota. The first state fair was held in 1859, and it has only been canceled 5 times since, making it a tradition that Minnesotans can rely on.
I think the sense of community that the fair builds and just the sense of tradition that the fair is always here, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on in the news, the Minnesota State Fair is always going to be here as an end of summer celebration where people can come and experience the tradition together with their family and friends.
For North Metro TV News, Ben Hale reporting.